no thank you. However, if you say, oh yeah, I put my life savings into this business and I've been working on it nonstop for the last 10 years, well, that's a little different. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're really willing to die on this hill, huh? You really believe in this thing. Okay, well, that increases my belief. That increases your credibility. The best way to ever increase your credibility is to show and prove. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your ass on the line. When you put your ass on the line, then people will say, "Oh, okay, so you're serious about this." That's why the first big investor in anything you do has to be you. Nine times out of ten, you got to be the first investor. Before I could ever convince anybody that Boyce Watkins was any good at anything and was worth listening to, I had to be his biggest investor, his biggest backer from the very beginning. It was for a while, it was me, God, and my mama. That was it. Those are my three initial investors because mama will invest in you all the way to the end, right? And God don't never leave us. And I had my baby brother. That was it. That was it. And so ultimately, what I would say to you is that in the black community, I would argue that it's a similar situation in this sense. We know our value. How many of you know? How many of you have just can understand when I tell you how valuable our families are, how valuable our children are, how valuable our talent is? Put a yes in the chat if you agree. How valuable we are in terms of our creativity, our capability, our labor, all these things. Really, I mean, there's so many things that when you get a black man that's laser focused, he can't be stopped because he's overcome so much more than anybody else ever could. Black baddest women on the planet. You hire solid team of black women, they will build a rocket ship to Mars and by Tuesday. Like they're amazing, right? That's why I love that Tyler Perry movie where he had the black women that went in and did the impossible job and got it done at a level of excellence that white people couldn't even imagine. That's how we are. That's how extraordinary we are. So if you believe in this value, the problem that you have is that unfortunately the rest of the world does not see that value, right? They don't see our worth. Would you agree with that? Would you agree that others do not see our worth the way we see it? Give me a yes if you agree with that statement. Simple questions will lead to a complex answer. So yes or no. Do you agree with that? Right. They do not see our value. So we see our value. They don't see our value. So when someone doesn't see your value, but you know the value's there, you've got two choices. You can either beg them to see your value. You can spend all this time saying, "Look at me, look 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 at me. Do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me?" Right? That's what you can do. And that, in my opinion, devalues yourself and it's not very effective. Or you can do what the CEOs do. CEOs say, "Okay, you don't see the value? That's cool. I'm gonna go invest in me because I know the values here." Right? So like Constance Carter, who's in the Black Business School, she did a great little video where she said, the Trump administration led to the firings of 300,000 Black women lost their jobs, and this was wrong, this is terrible, etc. But what I love about Constance is Constance then flipped it and said, now they're gonna fuck around and find out. She said, because Black women are the most capable, most industrious group of people on the entire planet. That has unlocked and unleashed the potential of millions of black women who've always wanted to start that business, who've always known what they were capable of doing, who have extraordinary ability, who are now going to start their own ventures, who are going to get together and form these entities that are going to be very powerful, very competitive. So my point is to say that when you find that the world does not see your value, then you could do what the CEOs do. You do a buyback. You invest in what is required for you to extract the value on your own